Okay, this is another. This is called the Revelation of Zephaniah, and Zephaniah was another prophet of the Old Testament. But the reason why I'm reading this is because God has a reasoning behind everything we're supposed to do. In this, actually, this paragraph kind of scares me. But it says in the end that God restores and they repent. But God expects us to work for Him. There are certain things that we're supposed to do in this world, and when we don't do it, He holds us accountable. Um, but ultimately, He does just want us to come to Him. But for some of us, we have stuff we're supposed to do on this world. So this is chapter 7, and this is out of the Revelation of Zephaniah. It's in the Apocrypha. Then I looked, and I saw him with a scroll in his hand, and he began to unroll it. Now after he had spread it out, I read it in my own language. I found that all my sins which I had done were written in it, those which I had done from my youth until this day. They were all written on the scroll of mine without there being a false word in them. If I did not go to visit a sick man or a widow, I found it written down as a shortcoming on my manuscript. If I did not visit an orphan, it was found written down as a shortcoming on my scroll. A day on which I did not fast or pray in the time of prayer, I found written as a failing on my scroll. There are feasts, and you're supposed to fast and to not work. Also, if you work during Sabbath, that's also sinning against God. In a day, and also about the Sabbath, real quick. The Sabbath, it says you were supposed to work 6 days and off on the seventh day. Nowhere does it say a specific day. It says to not have or to have it be the last day of the week. However, if your week is like in the middle of the week, like because I've had to work on the weekend, so my Sabbath have been in the middle of the weeks. So don't feel bad like if you're having to work on church during the weekends when people are off. Okay, so back to the words. In a day when I did not turn to the sons of Israel, since it is a shortcoming, I found written down on my scroll, so that I threw myself on my face and prayed before the Almighty. This is what you're supposed to do. If you are wanting to repent, you throw yourself down, get on all fours, and repent before God. May your mercy reach me, and may you wipe out my scroll, because your mercy has come to be in every place and has filled every place. This is because of Yeshua. And this also was before Yeshua died. He knew about Yeshua or Jesus coming to the earth, but you can see how his mercy even covered him when we asked for it. Then I arose and stood, and I saw a great messenger before me saying to me, Triumph, prevail, because you have prevailed and have triumphed over the accuser, and you have come up from Hades. Hades is hell. It's also called Gehenna and the abyss. And you will now cross over the crossing place. He brought another scroll, which was written in his hand, and began to unroll it. And I read it and found it written in my own language. Um, but yes, so, but yes, this is another teaching. But yes, God, when you sin, um, you can think it, and because in the New Testament it says, if you think it, you've done it. If you've committed one sin, you've committed all of them. God does expect us to follow His words. It says in Deuteronomy that those that follow my commandments and my covenants are the ones that He blesses and takes care of. If you break His covenants and break His promises, He has no reason to have anything to do with you. However, He loves us so much that He will always go after you. If you even remotely try to pursue Him, He will pursue you. But you have to be willing to show Him that you still care. You fast and you pray and you do things in order to show that you still want to be His. There's nothing in this world that means a darn thing. This world is ending, um, and I have been wrong, and I'll admit it. But I have been shown that there are great earthquakes coming. There are great fires and everything that prophetically speaking is coming to pass. The red heifers I don't know if they've been burned yet, but they're supposed to have the sacrifice of the red heifers for the third temple. That it may have been, well, they were, I think, saying April 10th. But I don't know the real day, but they have made a place for the red heifers, and that will usher in the Antichrist. And the Antichrist has already been named by many prophets. Um, and I'm not going to say his name. I have my other videos, so you can go take a look. Um, but what's really scary is the WHO, the World Health Organization, is making a, I guess, you treaty or law or rules, and they're passing them in May. And basically, if they pass this, they have ultimate authority over the entire globe to do whatever the heck they want, when they want, how they want, declaring, oh well, this disease or that disease, and they'll declare and make up some kind of BS rule why they're going to take over. We also have the threat of world war, and right now the war is in strategic places, but eventually, and it says that the person of the north, which is um, a certain, there used to be a confederation or a communist nation, and there are two communist groups that will tag team together and take us over, and I think we're already working hand in hand with them, and I'm not going to mention their names because I have a feeling my video may get banned. Um, but anyway, so this is about your sin and how it can keep you from heaven. So if you think you can just get on this world and not do what God has called you or commanded you to do, before we left heaven, we were given certain things that we're supposed to do and things to learn. But yes, God did make us, and there's a lot of things that I don't know. I mean, I've heard that, oh, we sign contracts and come to you here. I don't know. I've heard some wild, crazy things, and as you well know, there's a lot of things we can't trust. There's a lot of deep fake videos. There's many things that can go on. But thank you for joining me. Good luck. Goodbye for now.